everybody. What's going on? Wild stallions. I'm up here in Mount Shasta, and I finally got the go speed racer and go ahead and do a message today. I'm so excited. It's been very interesting, and the download for this particular message is strong and true and lived through. Okay. Perseverance, tenacity, and moxie is what we need right now, people. Okay, so if you're on my Facebook ministry, you've seen kind of the theme today already that's there. So I'm up here at a tribal gathering, soul tribe, and I've had some interesting experiences, of course. But we're in Mount Shasta, and Mount Shasta is one of the it's like, okay, I'm wearing my crooked glasses, so never mind. Okay. Mount Shasta is one of the energy vortex main points on throughout Gaia. Okay. Like I always have seen Shasta and the Hawaiian Islands, which is Lemuria, which is the positive feminine vortex. Okay, like the womb chakra of Gaia. And here in Shasta is well, I don't want to misquote, but you get the idea that they're kind of hand in hand, you know. Of course, the nefarious negative energies have tried to usurp Shasta. Well, all of the points, all of the vortex energy center points around Gaia have been tried to be usurped by the negative nefarious entities and to use against us, because power is power. Okay, it contains both positive and negative. You can't have one without the other, right? So, which is interesting because I'm fixing to talk about a gray area there for me because I'm still learning. So I'm putting it up and out to receive clarity on some of this myself. I don't claim to know anything. I'm just sharing. Okay. Okay. So what was I saying? Oh, so the nefarious negative entities and energies that would like to have been in opposition and dragging Gaia down into the negative levels, into the keeping her anchored in the 3D undivine fucked up matrix, toxic waste dump, and entrapping her souls that live on top of her and within her and upon her, to be at odds ends in all kinds of ways. Us against nature, nature against us against each other, in all the ways that matter. Fear-based living, and the bird says good morning. I think it's a hawk, but I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. What was I saying? Yes, us against each other, in all the ways that are becoming obvious now, because we are ascending. I mean, it's like there's so many twin flames here, and light workers, and star seeds, and earth angels. We're here to oppose that and stand against it. And that means that when we're standing in opposition and we're a big bright light with our staffs set, and we're standing against the darkness, right? And the negative energies, we're targets. So don't be dismayed. That just means you're doing your job. Let that sink in. Means we're doing our job. Now, to be successful at our job and to press in and even go to the next, new level, new devil type of situation, which is what we're always doing since birth. We have been creating and overcoming those situations inevitably, indubitably, by design. Okay, so do not be dismayed. Do not let your heart, falter at the constant oppressive attacks and negative negativity attracted by your light. It's all about how we overcome, not what's happening. The karma that we, as the, who I just mentioned, and more. I'm sure there's more. There's no labels. Okay, it's experience, it's energy, and it's our contracts that we created for ourselves before we came down, knowing that we would, by all means, overcome and persevere tenaciously. Okay. I forgot what I was going to say again. I tried to over-explain. I'm sure you guys, I don't have to over-explain to you guys, but I just never know, at what level of understanding somebody's watching. So I have to fill the blanks. And if it was important, and I'm sure it was important, it'll come back. Okay, gang. Let's invite gang in. They're already here, but let's just invite him. Magdalene. Hi, Magdalene. Jonah. We have Metatron. Michelangelo, of course. Who else? Sandalphon. Raziel, of course, and Uriel. Hi, Uriel. Hi, guys. Anybody else? That's enough. That's more than enough. That's my gang. Welcome, gang. Should we start your message? Because it's your message, not my message. Make me a clear, concise, precise, and articulate. It's always nice. Channel to the souls that are watching, and for myself, and what we need to know in this now. Whenever you're here, that's the right now for you. Okay, time is fluid. It's going to seem like it's picking up speed as we enter the next. I mean, we just left 88 Lions Gate, okay, and that portal is still okay. So it was a portal that trajectorized us as a collective and Gaia, okay, as a collective whole into the next energetic level, and the testing phase, as we speak about in previous videos. Okay. Oh, AA Lionsgate, yes. And so we're not in the portal anymore, but we're on the other side, and we're like, we're still propelling forward. Our energy doesn't, just because 88 Lionsgate is, in a linear way completed, doesn't mean that the results of it aren't being felt. We're still in a trajectory of ascension. And that's high praise to all y'all, and me included. Okay, as a collective on Gaia, we are doing a bang up job. Bang. Okay, so should we start cards? Okay, so as I shuffle, I'll try to do two things at once. The energy up here is just, Shasta is a very powerful volcano. There. If you look up Telos, Telos, and Mount Shasta in general, and then look up the library and Mount Shasta and Telos, like use those as keywords, and then it's a name. It begins with Portholamus. Portholamus. It's a library within, like underneath, in a different like not on top. We're with beings that exist down there. And the library, I just can't wait to get there. I mean, I'm sure I visit there in my sleep, and I astral project there a lot because my attachment to it was at a high uh, energy as soon as it dropped in front of me about 2 months ago. And I just, anyway. Okay, so the message that I've lived through since I've been here is that, okay, the 4D is black and white. It's kind of um, black and white. Okay, and then we have the lower 4D where so this is the law of one. Aaron Abke, ABKE, don't forget. He explains it the best I've ever found. The entities, the souls, like Genghis Khan or Alfred Hitchcock, but I meant Adolf Hitler. I don't know what that was. Where it was service to self is their objective, and they don't give a shit about service to others. They just don't, because they don't care if they ascend past the 4D or past the lower 4D. To get to the upper 4D, you have to be in service to others. Otherwise, you can't. You shall not pass. Let's just be. Will be. I can't remember his name. From the Lord of the Rings, the wizard. Something the Gray. No, I just saw the movie. Esther saw The Hobbit too. Anyway, it doesn't matter. He says, "You shall not pass." Well, the negative shall not pass to the upper 4D or above. That's why when we invite in gang and stuff, we need to say 5D and above. Otherwise, we have the chance of allowing the negative 4D come and lead us. It's pretty simple. It's pretty cut and dried once you know the rules, the laws, and the universal laws are very important to understand for all souls, but especially those that know they have a mission before them. And spiritually speaking, how do you function if you don't know the rules and where there's no rules and where there's definite rules? I mean, it's a way to be misled and manipulated if you're not clear on that. So that's enough said on that. So anyway, as part of the attacks of the forces that were keeping us in fear and backbiting and attacking and at odds with nature and Gaia and each other, part of that is that people are trying so hard not to be offensive, which is in direct contradiction to the First Amendment, which means you're allowed to be offensive. Being offensive is not a bad thing. Being offendable is. If you're able to be offended, that's on you. That means you need to heal. Let that sink in. It doesn't matter what anybody else says or does. If you're offended by it, then it's inside of you. There's the mirror. Look inside you. The answer lies there. The solution is there. Don't be offendable. So all those, remember in the previous videos, okay? And I said, go get triggered. Go be triggered. Because then you know how to move through it. I wasn't playing. Gang wasn't playing. And we're reaching the point now that if you're still unable to be triggered and move through it with style and ease and grace for all souls involved, including yourself, then you need to back up and go to my playlist and do the soul self-help videos, okay? And that'd be other than oracles, okay? Okay. It'll be tagged on to the end of this message. Okay. So, there we go. Okay, let's do this first. Okay, gang, you ready? Do these? Okay. The others? Oh, I want to just do it again? I guess I'm going to shovel again. I don't know. It's an energetic bouncing ball. I just try to follow the energy because you can't see it really. At least not with these eyes. Maybe with this one. That one? That one? Yes? Okay. Okay, so just 2 decks, and then, of course, the Archangel Power Tarot. Let's see. Lay of the Land, Ancestral Wisdom. So, Lay of the Land, Past Lessons, Being Well-Informed, Ancestral Wisdom. There are times when you're meant to discover and explore new terrain in your life, even to be part of a wave of change. This is one of those times, and that what you're contemplating is perhaps new to you, but others have laid well-worn paths and left wisdom for you to rely and reflect upon. This is so you have a better understanding of the potentials and possible pitfalls on your journey. When you know the lay of the land, you are better able to fully experience what is being offered to you. This is a wonderful time to seek a mentor or good advice from an expert or elder. That way, you will be able to meet life's opportunities and challenges well informed, knowing you have a map. Now that you can be cautious, okay, knowing that you have a map, now you can be curious about what else is here. This is a path that promises success in all areas. Where others before you have dared to tread, you will discover the treasure they have left behind for you to make your own. Yeah. They're so good at this. Okay. And that's a 10, okay. Woodwives, adaptability. You used to see all the squirrels around here. You're like, squirrel, squirrel. It's quite fun. Okay, 64, where are you? Car 64, where are you? There you are. Woodwives, adaptability, strong roots, growth. The woodwives dance into your dreams as a reminder to be grounded no matter what life offers you. You need to know who you are, what you'll tolerate, and what you've learned to date, and what boundaries to set so you feel good about yourself. That was a really long sentence. We're going to try it again. Ready? Got your spiritual ears on? You need to know who you are, what you'll tolerate, what you've learned to date, and what boundaries to set so you feel good about yourself. Life is going to offer you something extraordinary now, and in order to learn and receive its blessings, you must remember that being grounded gives you more freedom, not less. Previous videos in that playlist I just mentioned, there's a video called Grounding. I did it at a really great park in El Paso. So take a look. If you have everything you need, you have all it takes to do this right now. If you also keep reminding yourself to be flexible, you will be amazed by how well things play out for you. The Woodwives are both wisdom keepers and students of the New World. As these forest spirits have an uncanny ability to adapt to changing circumstances and always find the perfect way to grow and expand. They represent what you already know how to do. I wonder how many forest spirits. Oh, forest spirits. There's a fire right on the other side of that mountain right there. There's a fire. That's smoke behind me. You see it? Kind of gives this experience a surreal. Woo. It is what it is. No fear, ever. Not about nothing. No fear. And always find the perfect way to grow and expand. They represent what you already know how to do. Learn. Be in beginner's mind. Let go of your rigid notions of how things should be. That's part of that. Being offendable is part of that structure of, I'm offended because you're not supposed to act that way. I'm offended because that group of people pisses me off and they're against me. I'm offended because the grocery clerk didn't smile at me. Whatever. Get over yourself. Unoffendable. That's the goal. And we have to release all of the confines of civilized boundaries that we've learned. Politically correct is not part of the agenda. Never should have been. Politically correct can kiss spirit's ass. Yeah. So Learn. Be in beginner's mind. Let go of your rigid notions of how things should be and be present to what is right now, unencumbered by your projections. Is there a storm brewing because things need to change? Always. Always. Where there's a storm, that means it needs to be just, depending on the strength of the storm, right? Kind of whirled up, destructed, broke down, and refreshed. Hopefully with rain at the end, a clearing, and then like rain would be a storm would be quite welcome here. But first things have to be destroyed first. There's obviously, in the divine plan, because we're not in charge of that, we wouldn't know what to do even if we're so, we have our point of view is so, it's secular. It's not from above. It's not divine. So the reason for the fire and the lack of the storms, because there's storms all over, there's storms right below here. There's a line and they're just not reaching this point. It's by design. And we're just going to have to trust the divine design. That divine has got it and not worry about it with no fear. And that whatever's being destructed or prevented or, or occurring is supposed to happen. It just is. It just is. And do ourselves in moment to moment in joy, which is bliss. Okay. Moment to moment, 0.0 point people. And then just having your boundaries like This one said, right? Okay, keep going. Is there a storm brewing because things need to change? No worries. Nothing can uproot you now, and it will pass. And you will dance with nature and move with it all. Yes, yes. Perhaps you're being given an opportunity to take a chance on something new, and you're not sure how far you can go without losing your footing. Have no fear, for when you remember your roots, your integrity, your authentic self, you can stretch yourself beyond the invisible line you drew. Go for it. You will be glad you did. Woohoo! Eye of the Needle. I mean, talk about Lord of the Rings, right? Wow. And 8 is eternity, and it's the symbol of never ending. It's all connected, right? Right. Eye of the Needle. That is wow. And it's, I mean, they're sewing needles, so that's like a creation. That's like a stitch in time saves 9. And if you don't get out of 0 point, then you don't have to go back and stitch anything up because you're always in the forward motion of progress and unoffendability, which means that you're enjoying it every moment. And that frees up the other entities around you to be in that as well. I mean, if they can say whatever they want and not offend you, then they feel justified and recognized and free to be themselves, which is the goal. We're not just about going around, and being our authentic self to challenge people. And most other souls, I mean, they're I mean, that's the rub of the black and the white. I mean, some are out there trying to be offensive, and some are out there trying to be offendable. So if you want to push through the lower 4D into the upper 4D, and I'm going to refer you again to go ahead and do your own research on what the differentiation, because each soul will take different things out of that as important, and I've given you resources for that. I don't need to go into that to my interpretation. No, but you can trust my words, mark my words, that that's what's happening. We're spearheading through the lower 4D into the upper. Period. Okay, so. Eye of the Needle, intentionality, clarity, positive outcomes. If you look through the eye of a needle, what do you see? Summon the experience of being so singularly focused on the task ahead that it becomes natural to remove everything that is superfluous, every distraction, every non-essential, so that you succeed. What is, in this case, the definition of success? In order for the threading of the needle to happen, everything not in alignment with your goal needs to go. This is the only way you'll get what you need. Shrewd discernment, the willingness to winnow down the needle thread connection to its essence. The eye of the needle looks so tiny, but once your intention threads through it, a vast opportunity is presented on the other side. The needle can sew things together to make something meaningful and new. You're experiencing success right now. Stay true to your desires, to the work you need to accomplish, so you are laser focused on the experience of creating and manifesting. The outcome is assured by divine forces. Woohoo! Yes, yes. Hard to argue with that. Okay, what's next? Change and transformation, because that's a 5, is it not? A higher view. If I was an owl, I would live around here. I think these are, she said, ground squirrels, and that means um, they're on the ground. Well, they're everywhere. They're like digging holes in. If I was an owl, Man, I'd be scarfing up this is lunch. This is breakfast and then second breakfast, and they're fat too. Oh my gosh. Not that I wish harm against the squirrels. I'm just saying if I was an owl. Like, that owl looks like he needs a lot of lunch. Okay, higher view. Key concepts. Seeing from a higher perspective. Conscious neutrality. Letting go of judgment and assumptions. Non-attachment. The ability to remain unbiased. Sometimes our lives are suction cupped to the ends of our noses. Can't see the path for the nose on your face, whatever, the truth beyond. Anyway, y'all know what I mean. Let's see. From a higher perspective, conscious neutrality, letting go of judgment and assumptions, non-attachment, the ability to remain unbiased. They are really, really good at this. You'll never hear me say anything different. Sometimes our lives, okay, I already did that. Sometimes our lives are suction cupped to the ends of our noses and we can't see beyond ourselves. This happens to everyone once in a while. We fall into an automatic response to life and react from a learned, conditioned place rather than one of awareness, which is what I was channeling in the beginning, was it not? Being in reactivity keeps us repeating old patterns. Old patterns aren't going to cut the mustard. We're spearheading. We are way showers. We are overcomers. We are karma breakers. Okay? We are targets for the darkness, and we're supposed to stand against it. So old patterns won't suffice, okay? Conversely, the avoidance of our triggers... I know I said that word earlier. As I was just trying to recall what I was saying so that I could connect it. Like I said, most channelers don't remember what they channel. They have to go back and watch it, right? But I know triggers is part of it. Okay. Conversely, the avoidance of our triggers could keep us in our comfort zone, policing our attempts at new things. They are so flipping good at this. Okay. The way to be successful in your endeavor is to connect with others. Okay. Back that truck up. The way to be successful in your endeavor to connect with others is to step out of your sticky perception of the world. Imagine yourself sitting on the back of a bird 1,000 feet above your life. Wouldn't your perspective change? From a higher point of view, you can see for miles. You could let go of naming or blaming the obstacles in your way and instead easily discover a path to more beautiful and compelling vistas. This shit so much. One can become available to you in all aspects of your life when you are able to step back and get a little distance. You can wait before responding to be more graceful in your interactions and see how everything is connected and every experience is a gift. Good, bad, ugly, or beautiful, or otherwise. They're all gifts. Every moment is an opportunity, and it's up to us to choose how we nurture and cultivate that opportunity. There's always two choices at the very least. Happiness and joy, bliss is a choice. Negative aggression and conflict is a choice. It's a choice. We're human. We're supposed to be confronted with that. We're also supposed to, figure out sooner or later that conflict isn't where it's at. And that conflict will come But staying there, that's a pitching a tent and dwelling in conflict is a choice. Keeping your bags packed and moving moment to moment to moment to moment, that's a choice. Unpacking the 5D, we still have to traverse through both realms still. We're still connected to both because we haven't descended yet. Our crystalline bodies have not arrived, so to speak, okay? But they only arrive as we start setting our minds free, as we start opening up our third eyes, see? As we start perceiving both realities. Do you understand? You can't ascend if you don't understand the ascension is a real thing. And if you don't understand the laws of the universe, how could you understand the concept of ascension at all, or the 5D living, or that you're a master creator and a powerful manifester, that you are God, an aspect of God creating the moment for the whole, for the source to experience everything we're going through. It's a vicarious life with soul, with aspects. Our higher selves are just aspects, like a diamond, like a fractal of source and of us. If you can imagine the light coming through a diamond and fractaling. That's how many versions. That's how many dimensions. That's how much energy we can connect to if we choose. So you got to bust out of that, take it out of the box, take it out of that box, take it out of that box, take it out of that box. Oh, by the way, I will be starting a new channel. Hello, B. Good morning. Where I will be addressing the religion and the Bible. And doing that talk. I won't connect it to these readings because I do oracles on here, and that would repel many of the people who I would wish to reach, just by nature, because the Bible says that oracle and tarot are evil, so they still believe that. But it's just energy, and they said that because the nefarious ones want to use that energy and not let us have access to it without judging ourselves or each other. The devil's a foxy opponent, okay? It's like it knows exactly how to manipulate through the ego and the pride. All of us, we're all guilty of having fallen prey. Okay, it's not a conviction. It's just a fact. Okay, we were at higher view. Sorry. Did I read it all? I don't know. We'll find out. From a higher point of view, you can see for miles. You could let go of naming or blaming the obstacles in your way and instead easily discover a path to more beautiful and compelling vistas. More can become available to you in all aspects of your life when you are able to step back and get a little distance. You can wait before responding, be more graceful in your interactions, and see how everything is connected and every experience is a gift. The world is wide open for you today. All you have to do is move to higher ground, be mindful, and celebrate the spectacle of life's dance. Amen. And let it go. Just let it go. It's okay. The only thing that's going to die if you let it go is your ego. Let it go. Tell the ego you appreciate its attention to detail, but that, in these instances, You respect it's trying to protect you, but that you think that you're strong enough now, that you're not the young child that it was developed from to protect it from this evil world. You just need to talk to your ego like it's a whole and um, um, authentic aspect of yourself that was developed out of need, and respectfully you can just bring it in. Come on, bring it in. You have to become, one aspect of yourself, not two or three versions, out of defense against things that we're drawing to us. Don't forget, we're attracting it to us so that we can overcome it. I mean, the ego can't. Since we're intentionally attracting it to us, the ego can't remain in control. Therein lies the prize. Okay, let it go. Key concepts: forgiveness, healing resentments, shedding the role of the eternal martyr, letting go of victimhood, cutting the ties that bind you to a destructive story, releasing pain so you can move into the lesson it offers, relinquishing the need to be right. That's everything we just said. Isn't that something? There are times in life when you must forgive, lest you become a hostage to your anger, frustration, disappointments, and resentments. Hi. Okay. I'm going to have to pop off. I'll finish later. Be back.